Tania Malave-Espinosa. I'm an artist and animator at DCAD. The main things that got me into art and animation were a lot of the cartoons that I watched growing up. Namely, Adventure Time was one of my absolute favorite series growing up, as well as artists like Shiru, Wei Nianpu, a lot of just Kagapro and that kind of stuff in general just really influenced me, and it made me realize that art was a career and there were actually people making the cartoons and stuff that I enjoyed. And as soon as I kind of realized that, I instantly knew yeah, that's what I want to do. My hobbies honestly are mainly art, but a lot of stuff that is art but very different from my usual illustration and animation. So a lot of stuff like sewing, prop design, doing sculpting, making jewelry, a lot of video games and stuff. I have a lot of hobbies, more than I know what to do with, because I just kind of constantly am trying to find something to do with my little gremlin hands. Just anything I can get my silly little hands on, I love doing. So I have a lot of hobbies that I'll start and then be super into for a couple weeks and then just kind of fade out until I remember it years down the line and go, oh, that's a thing I can do. Honestly, I didn't really have any goals or anything like that before committing to art, mainly because even before I realized I wanted to be an animator, even just as a little kid, when I was 3, I was already telling my mom I want to be an artist when I grow up. I want to be an artist. And I didn't even really have any concept of what an artist was outside of just having a little beret and sitting with your paintbrush at an easel. I had no real idea outside of that, but I just knew that that was what I wanted to do. So it's kind of just always been my goal, just kind of has changed in direction over time. My backup goal, though, is that I would like to be a gardener if all else fails. I don't know if I have a specific artistic goal to reach per se, other than just being working in the art world. I am very open to really anything in art, whether it be animation, doing storyboarding, or doing directing or cleanup art. Pretty much anything I'd be really open to, as well as even in other fields like doing illustration and pretty much anything. I'd even be fine doing graphic design and stuff. Just anything that is related to art, I want to do. And I've struggled a lot trying to figure out whether I want to be an animator or whether I want to be an illustrator, and I've kind of come to the conclusion that I can do many things at different points in my life when I get there. So I'm very much just kind of letting things play out as they do and just playing it by ear, because all I know is that I want to be in the art world. A lot of the infighting and just general arguments within the art community, I personally ignore a lot of it. I'm not one for hot debates about art and stuff, unless it's really interesting. So a lot of stuff of discourse over oh, is digital art real art, or oh, is using this brush or something considered cheating. A lot of that stuff I just kind of see and I'm is this really what we're spending our time on? In all the time that we spend fighting over these dumb things, we could just be making more art and just having fun with it. Because at the end of the day, as much as I take art very seriously and am very passionate about it, one of the things that I often lose sight of is the fact that at the end of the day, it's fun. I want to have fun with art, and it's just, as a kid, that was the main thing for me. It was just fun. I think that's something a lot of people lose sight on, especially when they're kind of trying to work into industry and trying to become a professional. I feel that fun aspect of it a lot of time is lost. And I think that tends to make the art community in general a bit more bitter, as well as just a lot of young artists that don't really know any better than a lot of the arguments online. But I don't know. I think there are very valid debates within the art community, especially in terms of stuff like AI art. But a lot of the time it is kind of just silly drama, and I just tend to ignore it. My advice for any new artist would be to just, again, have fun. It's something that it can become a little bit bittersweet very quickly if you end up taking yourself too seriously. Like, it's good to take art seriously, but when you're starting out, don't do it because, oh, this is a good profession, I want to do this as like a career, I want to be able to make money in it. Do it because you just love art. Just do it because you're interested and just want to try it out. One of my biggest things was just being able to kind of create worlds that I wanted to live in and just be able to enjoy that and avoid the world around me. And I think stuff like that is one of the best things about art. So I'd say just do your own thing, have fun, and yeah, just get a lot of practice. Practice, but also treat yourself kindly, because that's one of the most important things.